Zen Jen, coming to you from the Scott County Public Library. I am so happy I could be with you today. We are going to be talking about the zoo. A couple months ago, I took a friend my age, mind you, and we went to the zoo. That is what she wanted to do for her 50th birthday. We went to the zoo so we could see Fiona the hippo. And it was so much fun. And I thought, you know what? I could do a great lesson plan for my yoga friends of a day at the zoo. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm very excited that I can share my experience with you. Before we get into our zoo lesson plan, I wanted to show you that I made you some cards. Some yoga cards that you can download for free on the library's Facebook page and on YouTube and on their website. And that is www.scottpublib.org. Did you like that? I had a little help. But yes, you can download these cards. They are so super cute. I even wrote you a little note in there to let you know how much I missed you and how much fun I had making these just for you. It includes a lot of the poses that we do pretty regularly, so you'll probably recognize a lot. But I am thrilled to have these, and I hope that you can either print them out and cut them and have them on a little flip book, or you can use them on a mobile device like a tablet, that you can always have them with you. So I hope that you enjoy those. I had a really fun time making them for you, so be sure to check those out. I want to get started with our beginning breaths that I think pretty much follow our cards exactly. And I realized that I have my own lesson plan right here that I forgot to switch. So hang on just a second. I'm going to reach over here and get that. I'm back. If you do not have your breathing buddy, I have my little tiger today. My little tiger, and if you do not have one, please run and go get it really quickly. And I'll wait. But just a little bit. It doesn't have to be really big. Just something to put on her tummy when we breathe. I'm going to set this little guy over here. He sits up pretty nicely, so unlike my other ones that seem to fall over. But we can get started with our whale breath. You know how to do that, so let's see. We'll start here. And we'll take a deep breath in, and our arms go up. And we breathe out. One more time. Let's do a little side-to-side stretch. I've talked before in other classes about being able to enjoy yoga for what it is. A lot of times we think, well, if I get it done faster, that'll be better. And faster is not necessarily better. In yoga, we want to try to enjoy the yoga that we're doing. So you want to, let's say, enjoy the moment, if you will. So when you're doing your stretches, try to take it slowly. Just enjoy and be aware of, like when you're, let's say you're doing a side-to-side stretch. I can feel that right in through here. It feels great. Or if I take a nice relaxing deep breath, when I do whale breath, I don't want to go really fast to do that. I want to take my time and enjoy it. So when you're doing yoga, if you're doing it at home, by yourself, try to remember, I'm trying to remember as I teach too, because I tend to go a little bit faster when I'm on video with you. I'm trying to remember to slow down myself, so that's something that I need to work on. But let's just try to enjoy it. It's fun and we have a good time. Let's just do it. Enjoy. I'd like to go on and do our Dragonfly pose. I hope if you've had to go get your breathing buddy, your back. But for Dragonfly, we're going to make our legs like a letter V. Okay, letter V, and lean forward. You can do ankles, you can do toes. You can do the bottom parts of your legs. Let's start, we'll go over here on one side. And then go to the middle. And the other side. Feel better? I do. Let's move on to our double pigeon pose. Starting with a different leg this time. Usually I start with my right leg. When we do our double pigeon pose, we talked about not having your foot pulled all the way in, like when we sit crisscross like this. When we do double pigeon, our leg is a little bit away from our body, just a little bit of space there. And then we'll bring the other leg on top like this. And especially my little friends, you all tend to be pretty flexible, so your legs tend to be able to come down all the way. But we've got our foot, knee, foot, and we can sit up straight. You can even do a little twist and come back around. And the biggie, put your hands on the floor and see if you can slide forward. Switch legs, we gotta make sure we do the other side. So let's bring that leg up, and we'll bring this leg up. And we'll just switch. You'll grab onto the other foot. Feels good in the hips. Let's do those stretches too. Getting a little bit warmer outside, friends. I'm very excited. I can do this all day. Good job. That was a great stretch. You know what we can do is straighten out our legs and kind of get that out a little bit. That one was a very challenging one, so we can do a little extra for that one. And now for our calm breath. That's the one that we get to count. So we'll have our hands out by our sides, and we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this time, let's close our eyes. I promise I won't peek. I promise I will not. So you close your eyes too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think we're going to move on to our cat-cow, our sitting cat-cow. I've really enjoyed doing this pose with you all for the last several weeks because I think it's important, and to be able to teach you some things to do anywhere, that you don't have to have a yoga mat and be in special clothes, and you can just you wherever you are. And that's why we do a lot of the breathing that we do to help you relax, to help you calm yourself when you get really excited and you need to kind of calm down just a little bit. But sitting cat-cow is also one of those things that we can do just about anywhere. So we'll sit and we'll go for cow first. Remember, we're going to be looking upward, hands in your lap, and take a deep breath in and look up and say moo, because that's what cows say. Moo. And then this is the one that does a lot of different things at once. We're going to tuck our chin, round our back and shoulders, pull in that tummy, and say meow. And then go into cow, moo. And then tuck our chin, pull in those tummy muscles, and meow. We'll do one more. Moo. I looked up and almost forgot what I was supposed to say. And then tuck our chin, round our back and shoulders. And then come back to center. How do you feel? I feel pretty good. All right. I forgot belly breathing with our buddies. We'll go on and do that before we get to our moving and grooving poses. So get your little breathing buddy. It matches my drink today. All right. I've got my little tiger because we're talking about the zoo. I thought that would be very appropriate. I wish I had a hippo because then I could say it was Fiona. If you don't follow Fiona on the Cincinnati Zoo social media, you really should, because she's fantastic and amazing and has a really neat story with her. And if you ever get a chance to go to the Cincinnati Zoo, I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic place, and we had a really fun time and learned a lot, and I got to hand feed giraffes, which was super cool. I've never hand fed a giraffe before. It was really neat. You don't realize how big they are. Okay, so back to tigers on tummies. I don't know if that's going to work. You might have to be on all fours. I don't know. Okay. Oh, palms up. And let's take our deep breath and fill our belly with air. And slowly let it out. Deep breath in. And breathe out. One more time. Feel pretty relaxed. I do too. Okay. I'm going to put a little tiger over there. And let's go on and roll up. We have a lot of animal poses to do today. A lot of them we've done before. But first I wanted to start off with some reptiles. So let's get to it. First one's turtle. And with our turtle pose, we start off by sitting. And actually, you know, I think our turtle pose is in our postcard deck, our library postcard deck. So you might want to check that out. But we'll start off with our hands in the middle. Okay, and then we'll slide them under and lean forward as you go. And you can look up. I find it's easier to look down. Now, some of my little friends like to try to use their hands and walk around with their little turtle pose. Miss Jennifer's not capable of doing that. So if you want to, you go for it. I cannot do that. I wish I could, but I cannot.
But I'm going to stretch.
And then come back up. Who likes a good alligator pose? I know I do, right? So this one's another one where we stretch out. Stretch out nice and long. So stretch those arms out. And we're going to use our arms as our giant, well, I guess it could be alligator or crocodile. But it's our giant mouth that will come and eat you. Oh, and you can also switch. You can roll over to the other side and use your other arm on top. And you can feel that in your shoulders. Let's try that again. We'll open and close, and then flip to the other side. That was a good one. All right, we're gonna move on to snake pose. So we'll stay on our bellies here. And this is actually the yoga pose too. This is Sphinx pose. Not in our lesson plan, but we're already here, so why not? Where you come up just on your elbows. Your elbows are resting on the floor. And you face forward. Oh, why not? We're already here. Now, for snake pose, all we'll do is we'll bring our hands back about where our elbows were and push up. And you can really feel that in your back. It's a wonderful stretch. Wonderful. And then come back down.
We'll rest for a minute. Take a couple of breaths.
And then push back up. I want to show you something too while we're doing this one. While we're in snake pose, push all the way up into tabletop and keep going back into child's pose.
This way we're bending our back in the other direction. In yoga it's called a counter pose.
But it's just a nice way to stretch in the opposite direction. It feels really good after you do both. Really good. And then let's come back into our tabletop. It's a pretty easy way to do our lizard pose, which is next. So you can straighten your legs. At least I think that's the easiest way to do it. You can also come down on your tummy and push up. So it looks like you're getting ready to go down and do a push-up, but you're not. You're staying like this, which is easier for me to look forward, but I'm trying to talk to you too. All right. Whew. And then slowly come down.
You're going to be really tired by the time we're done with this one. This is a lot of moving around today. We got lots of animal poses to do.
Are you ready? We're going to come back again and do child's pose. Now we get to move on to other animals, mammals and birds. What about gorillas? Do you like gorillas? I love the gorillas. I think it's they beat their chest. Can you do that? It sounds funny when you try to talk. Can you do that? We're moving on to lion pose though. That's the one where we get to make a silly face and a silly sound at the same time. We'll get on our knees and open your mouth really big and stick out your tongue. Ah! Can you do that? I know it sounds really silly and it looks kind of ridiculous too, but it's kind of fun. Let's try it again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah. That's what you say when you're at the doctor. That might startle him or her. It might startle them. They might not be expecting that. I don't know. What about a tiger pose? What pose do we do in our yoga classes that we could do for tiger pose? Any idea? A tiger is basically a big cat, right? Just like my little friend here. He's very small. Tiger is a big giant cat. So how about we do our regular cat pose? We did sitting cat earlier, but we'll do our regular cat pose. So on our hands and knees, and we're going to tuck our chin, pull in our stomach, and arch our back. Now, something I like to do is I like to bring my hands back closer to my knees because it stretches out my upper back too. So for you grown-ups out there, that might be something to try. But we'll come back out of cat and just kind of stay in tabletop for a second. And then we'll go back, make your back round. And I guess a tiger doesn't meow, right? A big giant roar. I don't know if I can do a big giant roar. Roar! How's that? Pretty good? Need to practice that one. Roar! It still sounds like my dinosaur roar or my polar bear. It sounds all the same to me. It doesn't sound any different. Let's go on and get up. And another one of my favorite animals at the zoo are the elephants. I love the elephants because elephants are really smart and they have feelings very similar to people. They get sad and they're happy and they get excited just like we do. And I think that's pretty neat. They're ginormous, like really ginormous, like, well, they're just really big. We'll have to go with that. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to put my fingers, interlock my fingers with my hands, and I'm going to fall forward and swing my elephant trunk side to side. And you can feel that in your shoulders for sure, and even in your upper back. See if you can touch the floor while you're there. And then we'll just slowly roll up. Just for fun, because we can. Penguins are the cutest little things, and that's what we're going to do next. Penguins waddle, and I think it's so cute because they don't have long legs, right? They have little short legs, and they kind of have to waddle like this. So I'll waddle side to side. Trying not to bend my knees so I can be like a penguin. They're just so cute when they walk. I think it's so funny. Because it's basically just feet you see. You just see their little feet. Right? And I, on purpose, deliberately put this next animal pose right after the penguin, which is the flamingo. Because the flamingo is the exact opposite of a penguin because they have really long legs. Flamingos, we're going to lift one leg in your opposite hand, which I know is a little challenging. But then we're going to switch. You switch. How are you doing with that one? I was doing good, and then I mentioned it, and then I fell over. Try one more time. Good job. See, flamingos have those nice long legs. They can do that. Our poor little penguins are not as fortunate with that. Ooh, hippo pose. We're going to be little hippos, little baby Fiona the hippo when she was a little baby. We're going to curl up in child's pose. And we'll put our arms down beside us instead of out in front of us. So curl up in a little ball. And we'll be baby Fiona the hippo. Speaking of Fiona, I saw her in a picture several days ago, and she had her mouth open. She was eating a giant pile of snow, and she had snow coming out of her mouth, but she looked like one happy, happy hippo. She apparently likes that snow. I know she doesn't come out until it's over 50 degrees. We've had a little bit of warm weather lately, so she was able to come out and eat some delicious snow, apparently. I didn't really know that hippos like snow, so I learned something new there. What about zebra? What do you think about zebras? I think they're beautiful. And we're going to just use our tabletop pose for our zebras. I like zebra stripes. And they kind of remind me a little bit of horses. I don't really know what sound a zebra makes. I need to look that up too. I'm not sure I could replicate it. But at any rate, we're going to stay in our nice tabletop pose, strong like a zebra. Oh, until we do this pose. This is another colder weather animal. And it barks, but it's not a dog. Do you have any idea what that could be? What animal barks? Sort of, but it's not a dog. Any idea? It's a seal. They kind of, like that. I know, isn't that crazy? So we're going to open and close while we bark like a seal. Now, this is a great pose because you want to try to let your legs open as far as you can without hurting. You just feel a little stretch there. So let's do it together. We'll open and close and bark like a seal. I think seals are super cute. Is that a good stretch? It is for me. All right, now we're going to come out of this one. Let's put our arms over our head and stretch out our feet. Oh, wow. Doesn't that feel good? I think that feels great. All right, let's roll. The next pose that I want to do, we were just talking about this animal. It's an animal that I got to feed at the zoo. Do you remember which one I said? The giraffe. And basically for the giraffe pose, we're just going to stretch our bodies out as long as we possibly can. And it is a balancing pose, but I don't think it's quite as challenging as some of the other ones that we do. So what we're going to do is you're going to extend one of your legs and your opposite arm, kind of what we did for flamingo. But we're just going to stretch our bodies out as long as we can because giraffes have a super long neck. So we'll bring that one down. We'll stretch that leg first. And then the opposite arm. The day that I was at the zoo, there were baby giraffes. And they were really cute. Surprisingly large, but very cute. Let's do that again. I'm stretching out my right leg and my left arm. And then when I switch, I'll be doing my left leg and my right arm. Okay. Ooh. That's a good one. Are you ready for the most challenging pose we're going to do today? It's camel. Camel pose There are a few ways to do it. I'm going to be sideways again here so you can see it better. The less intense way of doing camel pose is to put your hands behind your back like this, like that. And you're going to push your tummy forward and look up to the ceiling. I can even see behind me a little bit. Okay? Let's do that one again. It'll get us ready if you decide to do the other one. So we'll look forward, we'll push our tummy forward, and look back behind us. I went back a little bit further that time. Are you ready for the big one? Okay. I'm ready. For the camel pose that's a little more challenging, we're going to reach back, and you might want to try this first, grabbing your ankles. You're going to grab your ankles, okay, and then look all the way upside down. Now this is one I can't hold forever, but I'm going to do my best. And then I'm going to come back up. Whoa. I don't recommend doing that one very fast, okay? That's one you want to do very slowly. I'm going to sit back for just a second. That one was pretty intense. And I feel really good and stretched out now, so that's good. Are you about ready to do rest and relax after that camel pose? I know I am. I need a little beverage. My matching tiger beverage. I don't get paid for that. It looks like I'm doing a brand sponsorship. I just really like it. All right, so grab your breathing buddy. My sweet little tiger. Lie down here. He's not going to sit up like that. I can try, but okay. When we talk about rest and relax, the last couple times we talked about making our bodies really tight, tightening your fists and your legs and your chest, everything, and your back. We can do that and hold it. We can count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and then relax. That feels pretty good, doesn't it? All right, we're going to do a little belly breathing. It's a great way to relax our bodies and our minds, and actually the best way to finish our yoga together. So let's do that breathing. Out today. I hope this means that you're nice, calm, cool, and collected for the rest of your day, maybe. All right, let's sit up. Ooh. Be sure to keep up to date on all the fantastic events that the library has on all of their social media. They're really good about letting you all know what things are going on when. also I'm going to be doing a really special workshop coming up. I think it's in May. We'll keep you posted on that too. But I'm really excited about that, and it'll be something else that we can do together. So I look forward to that. And I hope that you have a great, wonderful rest of the day. I'm so glad I got to see you and spend some time with you. And I will bid you namaste.